So I'm Craig Collins and I'm from What the Warehouse Show. And with me today I have Ruti, who is she is with Happy Hearts Wine. And Ruti, welcome.
Thank you so much, Craig, for having me today.
Tell me what Happy Hearts Wine does.
So Happy Hearts, first of all, it was named Happy Hearts because there is a saying in Hebrew that the wine shall make your heart happy. So that's from the original books of the Talmud or whatnot.
Right.
So they adopted the name because we wanted to deal with wine. We're importing from Israel and Italy only best tasting wines.
Right.
All jokes aside.
Well, I'm going to come taste.
Yeah, absolutely. You're very welcome. Actually, I insist. The wines are selected only by what we feel the market is asking for and can enjoy.
Right. And it's kosher wines only, right?
Yes, we do only kosher wines.
Okay. So what makes a kosher wine? Why is it different from a wine from South Africa, which is where I come from?
Well, believe it or not, the process is mostly the same, with one exception. All people that will be handling the grapes from harvest and on will be observant Jews, and that has to do with the Jewish law.
Okay.
And then the rabbi has to supervise that only such people will handle the grapes.
Okay.
I don't think you want to get into the whole reason of why there is such a law, but the law exists.
I'd love to get into it, but we don't have time on the show.
Okay.
But I thought that there was a process that involved boiling the wine.
So that was back in the day. Today we don't call it boiling anymore. Okay. We call it pasteurizing. We call it even more. We call it now flash pasteurization.
Right.
So should I go on about that? Yes. Not all wineries will have the right equipment to succeed to flash pasteurize. The wineries we are using have the best of the equipment to a point where you taste a wine, side by side, because many of the wines we have let's say we take Moni Via. Moni Via comes also in mevushal, which is pasteurized, or non-mevushal, which is non-pasteurized. If you want to be able to serve wines in a restaurant, at any catered event, it has to be mevushal, pasteurized. Okay. Because of the same law.
Sure.
When the winemaker tastes the wine before releasing it to go to the United States, he will blind taste the wines just to make sure that there is no difference. He told me once, he says, if I felt any difference, I wouldn't send it to you.
That's amazing.
But there is one difference. If a person wants to buy a wine for aging purpose, they should buy a non-mevushal wine, because what flash pasteurization does do is it matures, it speeds up the maturity of the wine. That's all. But if you were to drink the bottle now, it doesn't make a difference if you buy mevushal or non-mevushal.
Okay, that's fascinating. I never knew that. And always, my heart tells me, because I grew up in wine country, and my heart tells me that how can you pasteurize wine? It's a living organism, and you are sterilizing it almost by pasteurizing it. But what you're saying is contrary to that. So I'm looking forward to tasting it, definitely.
100%.
So
I also have a picture showing you the machine.
Oh, okay. I'll look at that too. In fact, I'd love to get that picture to show our audience. Okay. So, tell me about your import process. So, obviously, you're bringing containers in.
Bring containers in. And we're also the importer and also the distributor. Okay. So, we distribute to stores. We have salespeople going on the road, including myself. Okay. And we sell to stores and we deliver, and then we promote the product by doing tastings or different shows, just like this one.
Okay. Do you? So you're bringing containers in. Where are you landing them?
We have our warehouse.
On the East Coast,
in Brooklyn, New York. Okay. We have some all over. We have some in New Jersey. We have some in Brooklyn, but our headquarters is Brooklyn.
Right. So obviously this is a warehouse show, so I'm interested in knowing about what your warehouse is and what you do there. Is there anything unique about storing wine in a warehouse as opposed to storing I don't know, packaging material.
Oh, absolutely. Wine must be kept at all times at a temperature. So our warehouses are temperature controlled.
Of course. Okay. Do you have sophisticated equipment monitoring the warehouse temperature?
So we have certain warehouses that have sophisticated equipment, and then we have warehouses where the equipment is AC type. Okay. Depending on the vintage of the wine, depending on which wine it is, will determine where we're going to warehouse.
Right. It's quite interesting. I came across an interesting use for NFTs in the wine industry, where what they were saying was people who want to invest in investable wine that you can keep for a long time, instead of buying the wine and taking it home to a place that's not ideal for storage, they buy an NFT, which gives them the ownership of the wine, and then someone like yourself stores the wine on their behalf and pay for the storage and you pay for the wine. But your proof of ownership was an NFT. So it's interesting that you've got the possibility in a sophisticated warehouse to keep it at the ideal temperature and the ideal space for the wine to be matured. Obviously, that would not be the pasteurized one. You'd want to age it.
You wouldn't want to age it, but yet you still have to keep it under a certain temperature control.
Sure. No, investing wines, you would want to age them.
You would want to age, yes.
Yeah.
We're not doing that, though.
Right.
That's not part of our...
Okay. So what is your typical turnaround in your wines? Are you moving wines quickly, or are you putting a lot in storage?
So there are certain types of wine you want to move quickly. Right. White wines, rosé wines, especially if the white wines are not oaked. So you want them to have current, so the turnaround will have to be faster. Whereas red wines or wines that are aging appropriate, you don't want to be able to turn them. You want to age them and be able to offer to your customer a vintage wine.
Okay. Now, how big is your warehouse?
We're small.
Okay.
We're small. We're not very big. I don't know the exact number. 100,000 feet.
Yeah, that's a big warehouse.
It's big?
Yeah, it's quite big. How many people work in the warehouse? To give you that will give me a better indication of the size. That's a very good question that I can't answer. Okay. So these are the sort of questions that give me an indication of the speed and size of the warehouse, because then there's certain questions that I wouldn't think of asking you if you're in a smaller warehouse compared to a very large warehouse where we have automation and robotics and things like that.
So what is the objective for you?
So the objective of the show is to understand the pain that our customers, the warehousing customers, are experiencing. So interestingly enough, most of the people we're speaking to here are experiencing pain as a result of growth. So they're seeing fantastic growth, and as a result, they're bursting at the seams. They don't have capacity. They've got stock everywhere. Now, at Brooklyn warehouse, you've got stock everywhere. It's not a warehouse like a New Jersey warehouse.
Right.
And so we understand what those challenges are. And then what we do is we offer assistance with how to solve those problems. So, the channel is about learning. It's about promoting different technologies in warehouse. It's about understanding the customer pain. And ultimately, it's about assisting people with their warehousing challenges. So that's what we're doing.
No, now I get it.
Yeah. So hence I asked sort of
So I'm afraid that after all, I can't be the right person because I don't have all the answers about the actual warehouse. I'm more involved with the distribution.
Right. But that's not the point. I think the point is that we want our audience to learn, and I certainly have learned about kosher wines. So it's a good conversation. Really, it's not. The topic is whatever we want it to be. So we can have these discussions.
But I would love to be helpful in the way that what you do need, and I don't.
You can chat to someone else about that too.
Okay.
So how long have you been in business, or how long has Happy Wines been in business?
2006. So that's 16 years.
16 years. Okay.
I am with the company about 15 years.
Right. That's a long time. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And, I'm definitely going to come over and sample some of those.
Please do.
Wines.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
It was great meeting you.
Thank you. Good to meet you too.
Thank you.